Good morning, y'all. Hopefully you're having a sexy Monday. I know I am. So we're not gonna ride the bike this morning, but we are gonna wear this rad bicycle helmet. I wanna share a story with you all. We have a rockin' rad star, and his name is Bryce Renee Murph Arians. I think I got his name right. He's been in the group for a very long time, along with his rad wife. And they got a super rad family, and I really enjoy all of their posts. They're very unique in their inspirations and what it is that they do. And so I wanted to take a moment and take a walk and read this post that he just posted in the group, because it inspires me, and I really like what they're doing. And in his story, a certain thing caught my attention that I've been thinking about and experiencing, but not on their level, but experiencing and trying to find a solution to some of these issues that him and his family have been going through. And I salute him for what it is that he does. And so I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. I've got this little iPhone 6 that I gotta read it off. I wanted to use my iPad, it was not charged, plus it doesn't have a SIM card. But I wanna find somewhere really rad to sit where I could read this. Or maybe I could read it while I walk. Let's try that. So this is in our group, Ridiculously Authentic. We're simply here to share, inspire, and support, motivate, and just be there for each other. And the group's about a year old, and we have close to 50,000 rock and rad stars, and he's participated quite a bit. So this is what he wrote. He said, "Hi, my name is Bryce Renee Murph Arians. This will be an introduction to some of you and the shout out to others. Lana invited me here around the new year, and Tom has really encouraged me to share my experience with you all here. I am grateful for Tom and Lana as friends and supporters. My wife and I are permaculture designers." I've never heard that word, but I really think that's such a cool way to, I guess, label or express or to detail one of your passions or one of your hobbies or one of your lifestyles. So that's a permaculture lifestyle, permaculture designers. We have a small ancient home, we have a small ancient style farm crafted by hand out of the wilderness. How cool is that? And a home for which we did the same. We have owned the property for 10 years of our marriage, researching food forests and sustainable living, and building a natural home step by step out of something cob, which I don't know what that is. A combination of clay, sand, and straw, sometimes with additives. So basically they're building these little buildings out of all natural from nature. And that's super inspiring. My right arm is burning. That's super inspiring because I've been laying these pavers, and like, it's not easy and it's not all natural. I bought the sand from a landscape company. We bought the pavers at Lowe's, and just that is lots of manual labor and very hard to do. And so what he's doing is building these buildings out of nature is super inspiring. And so I'm going to continue to read. So he says, designers, combination clay, sand, sometimes additives. We have in our research found that food forests, even in small scales, can produce such abundant food that it could literally revolutionize the economy and provide healthful, free food to everybody. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? That's kind of what I've been trying to do and trying to manifest, and they are actually in it and doing that exact thing right now. Literally revolutionize the economy and provide a healthful, free food to everybody in even the least expected spaces, and doing so while cleaning the environment. Love it. You couldn't ask for a better situation. We have also found that cob, that's that certain way of building, we have also found that cob is a structural, safe, self-supporting, fireproof substance capable of being sculpted by hand into amazing detail, plastered, painted, and finished as any other wall, breathable, non-toxic, and most importantly, absolutely free. So what they're doing, they're building these, I'm gonna call them mud huts. I know they're not mud huts, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They're building these mud huts of all certain sizes, and they're just as sustainable, just as safe, just as breathable as all these other houses that people build, right? Let me take a seat so I can read this a little bit better. All right, so, y'all with me? Okay, so it goes on to say, non-toxic and most importantly, absolutely free because you're building it from nature. The possibilities for the impact these technologies could have on property and homelessness are truly inspirational. He's so right on that. He's so right on that. You can build these structures for free from nature. They're safe, they're breathable. You could build them for homeless people, you know what I'm saying? If they can be made legal, and he has this in quotations, and this is something that I have just been not fighting with, but getting frustrated with all of the red tape, all of the taxes, all of the government. No matter what it is that you want to do, it's almost that you need permission from some other human, and that erases all personal sovereignty. And so this story really has my attention. So if they can be made legal, and here we have been asked to prove ourselves. My wife and I are both writers, Misty being published monthly in a local paper. In the paper, she shared a picture of me sculpting our home from wattle and dub, an ancient technique which is showing promise. Someone complained to the township, which in this complaint-based system meant the township was compelled to investigate. They did and have ordered us to retroactively apply for building permits for all buildings above 108 square feet, which means our home now that it has growth to suit our needs. So basically, one of their neighbors mentioned something to the township, government, bureaucracy, whatever you want to call it, and now that they were compelled to go on their property and check. Well, now they looked at all of their buildings that they have right there, those little rad little mud huts, and now they have to apply for building permits. And what does that mean? That means, like, everything's being disrupted right now. If you see my videos, that just means there's another finger, there's another hand, or per se hands in the cookie jar. When you have to get a permit, someone's making money. So it's like nature is free, and they are raising their family and building, you know, a healthy lifestyle, you know, making their own food, growing their own food, you know, getting away from the family farming or factory farming, all the GMOs. But yet now someone starts, you know, putting the cookie in the hand in the cookie jar, and now they have to pay this township, this government, wherever they live, for the permits. It's I just hope things change, because, like, I'm not in this with him, but I can see his frustration, and he's very eloquently explaining this and not getting emotional about it. So he says, we know that we are doing is a fundamental right, not just as humans, but all organisms, like the sparrow in its nest, the beaver and her lodge, even the wasp. All organisms have the fundamental right to live the requirements of life: clean air and water, healthful food, shelter as appropriate to its niche, and vestments as biology and environment dictate. All creatures must have the right and possibility of recognizing the natural landscape in a sustainable manner as suits its biological needs. Our first build was less than 108 square feet, which is under the square feet requirement that doesn't need a permit. As we tried to fit into what can we let get away with box they had left available 10 years ago. But as our needs grew and children arrived, we began to roof over patio areas off the building, which put us into this gray area without a permit. the roofed off areas became structures and ovens. How cool is that? So they just kept building and building on these rad little mud pits. I'm gonna call them mud pits, they're not mud pits. But that's the easiest way for me to explain it without getting my tongue all twisted. So they built this, mud pit, this little cool little structure. There was 108, then they started building on it and building on it. Now they got like an oven, like a little patio way. It says the roofed off areas became sculptures, which is even cool, which is art, and ovens, which became walls, which became a room and a bathroom, a sauna and a shower, which had been outside, was now inside. How cool is that? So he just kept building and building and building and building and building. And I love that. Like, who's to say, if these structures, and you have, the knowledge that these structures are safe, who is to say, who has the right to say that you cannot do that if that's your property? It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. It's like the government just wants to peek around, and I know that there are issues, that there could be a safety concern, but an overall, I just think that this should be illegal. Like, what the government is doing should be illegal in all of these cases. So it says, all through this, we have been experimenting with natural materials, but never experimenting with safety. All of our structures are timber framed, save the first one, which is a Tudor style stick frame and cob infill and structurally above code. Oh, I didn't mention it's a cliffhanger. I don't know what that means. I think that's humor. We don't know what's going to happen, but we are extremely positive it will be for the best. And we have a very good plan and very good case. Please hope, pray, wish, Majik, whatever that means, us your best as your faith permits. With a smiley face. That was pretty funny. And we will keep you all updated here as our story unfolds. Thank you all. Sincerely, Bryce Murph Arians, Mr. Tongue Twister, Master of All Plausible, Escape Clause, and Ambassador of the Territory of Ultima Thule. I think that's what he named his property. But thank you, Bryce, for sharing that. Why do you think I'm going to Kauai? Why do you think I want to levitate, meditate, smell like peaches, and piss glitter under a coconut tree? Because no one will own me there. I don't have to answer to anyone. I want personal sovereignty. Why do you have to answer to anyone? I don't get it. As long as you are being kind, as long as you are not hurting anyone, as long as you're not pushing your ideologies and your beliefs on anyone, and you're just being a human, you should not have to answer to anyone. I don't care what it is. And that's why I think humans need to colonize another planet. Like Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. We need to colonize another planet and try again and redo it. You know what I'm saying? Like, take two. Because what's going on here, especially with politics and the government and the Senate and the Congress, that's when we had horse and buggy. We have the blockchain. Why do we have all this bureaucracy? Why do we have all these rules? I don't get it. I'm not going to play that game. I will not play that game. I don't care what it takes to create or to take back my personal sovereignty. I'm going to do it. So Bryce, thank you for inspiring me. I probably didn't read that all well, but hopefully you can check out the story in the group Ridiculously Authentic. I'm almost done with the pavers, y'all. I'm almost done with this backyard. I'm going to get back to work. And hopefully y'all had a really rad weekend. Be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and harvest that self-love, y'all. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.